It's been a year since I started the Queer Muslim Project. It was started as a Facebook page. The idea was that, the basic idea was to create, make information available about queer people, queer Muslims, basically. Since we've started the page, I've been, of course, receiving a lot of funny hate messages, both on comments and like on the inbox. Some of them are so ridiculous. They're so hateful that it's funny after a point. And I think one strategy that I have really applied is that I'm not going to respond with anger. And it's a very conscious choice because I know that it just drains your energy. And when you do work like this, self-care is very important. I think for me, the Queer Muslim Project came from a very personal vantage point of wanting to work around inclusion, and inclusion of Muslims in the queer community. So it's been a year. We thankfully, I could share a lot of information from very vibrant, active communities and movements in both Canada and the US. Like, for instance, in the US, there is the Muslim Alliance for Sexual and Gender Diversity, and then there's the Muslims for Progressive Values. In Toronto, you have the Unity Mosque. So I already had access to those resources. I thought that why not make those resources available to people here? Being queer and Muslim does not necessarily mean you are sinning, as it is largely understood, and that there are also different interpretations of Islamic scriptures, and that what the mainstream tells you is not the only version. I felt that there was a need to create an information about that. It's been a year, and I'm very happy to note that it has got very good response online. We have been able to create a Facebook group. We have a very vibrant WhatsApp group with members from across different cities. We've got very good visibility in the media. People are really, some of the mainstream media houses have covered, us, and also have expressed the interest to do more stories on queer Muslims, document their lives. So that's something that's really important for us. Interestingly, we recently completed 1 year, and it was almost like marking an anniversary. We partnered with this organization called Aneka Trust in Bangalore, and we were able to organize the first ever LGBTQ Muslim consultation in India. And I was a little nervous because I didn't know how it would pan out. I didn't know, we had, of course, RSVPs. We had opened up registration, and within a week, I think we were full. But when I went to Bangalore, I was still a little nervous. I didn't know how the event would pan out, but it was amazing. Such moving stories came out. People started talking about their lives, about the struggles, about the hope, the journey. I think it was all very inspiring. And in that consultation, people also suggested to us directions and ways forward for the Queer Muslim Project and for the community. So together with Aneka, we are actually coming up with a narrative report that I'll hopefully share with everyone. And I think that will also be a tangible outcome of the consultation itself, because we feel that currently there is not enough documentation on the lives of LGBTQ Muslims. In the consultation, we felt that people had expressed a need for working with theology. So even that's important. It is difficult because right now, on the page I'm on by myself, and we have different members across different cities, but and they're all volunteers basically. To really take this forward, we also need to now come up with a proper plan, and to think of a strategy. How do we mobilize resources? Because in the long run, we would need resources. We would need to think of a direction for the initiative itself. But I'm hopeful, and I'm looking forward to doing more good work. The idea of the Queer Muslim Project itself is to create more inclusive spaces. Given the current climate, as you have said, where a section of the people in this country are not being treated well, I think there's a lot of work that is to be done, and I think with the Queer Muslim Project, we are hoping that we'll be able to create more inclusive spaces, not only within the queer community, where of course there is a need to understand the diversity that exists within the queer community, but also within non-queer communities, right? Where we talk about issues that really affect Muslims and issues that affect Muslim queer persons. So I'm looking forward to doing more work with the project. Yeah.